What's going on, guys? Justin with Z1 Off-Road. Today, Z1 Audio. What we're going to be doing is installing our door speaker upgrade package in our 2025 D41 Pro 4X. We're going to be utilizing the factory amplifier to power these speakers. You're going to have your front door speakers. We opted to go with the upgraded 6.5-inch components and the rear crossovers. Wiring will be exactly the same. You just won't have to wire up the crossover if you do not opt for the 6.5-inch rear components. To install, you're just going to need a ratchet, an extension, a 10mm, some panel pry tools, and let's show you how it goes there. First step in our door speaker upgrade kit is going to be to remove your door panel. So it's pretty simple. There is one plastic clip in your actual door handle, one plastic clip cover over there. You're going to break them free with a 10mm. One. Two. Keep everything down there. Take a trim removal tool. Just go around the bottom. There's just clips that you can pop out all the way around. Should just be able to lift up. Okay. Now with all your pop clips done, you're gonna remove your door handles. They just simply unclip out of there, and you can undo them there. And then there are two plugs for your window switches and mirrors and such. One, two. All right, door card is removed. We'll go ahead and show you the same exact process on the rear door because we're taking them all off anyway. We'll pop off this one here. We'll pop off this one here. Down in there. The two tins. So we got the two tins removed. Now that those are done, just a trim removal tool. Pop the little plastic plugs out. Simple, easy. Lift up on your door panel. Again, same thing. You just got to pop them out and lift them out of the bracket. There you go. And then one plug here. And our door panel is removed in the rear. So we're just going to remove all the door speakers. 10mm again. There's 4 in the front. And it just slides out. To the rear, we'll remove this plug from the speaker. We got 3 toss that in the trash. So, I'm gonna remove the A-pillar so we can get to our tweeters. And just pop this piece out. Okay. And this one's gonna have a little tether and just a Phillips head screw. Get it up out of the way here. All right, I'm just gonna stick this screw back in place so we don't lose that guy. And slide these guys in the back seat. All right, to get at the tweeter, you just need to pop this cover up. 1, 2, 3, and it should pull right out. There's gonna be one connection here. Push the plastic pin in, and it undoes. Factory tweeter. So, let me take you over to the bench. Let me show you how to swap this guy out. Now that we got the speakers out of the truck, these are the factory, supposedly upgraded Fender audio ones. As you can see, driver's not very good, very thin. high quality driver. The rear speakers are even crazier. Look at that difference. I'm gonna show you how these tweeters go in here first. Get all this stuff out of the way. You have the Fender audio system. You're gonna have the mid-range, but Fenders have the tweeter as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap this tweeter in the grill. 2 Phillips head screws, nice and easy. You're gonna reuse those, so hold on to that. Now, when you receive your kit, you're gonna have a fully assembled tweeter. Now, since we are putting it in this protected grill here, we can remove the housing. So it just simply unscrews the grill. And the housing comes right out. Pull the wires. Okay, set that to the side. Now, what we have is we have a little piece of foam. It's gonna go around your tweeter itself. So there's gonna be a little foam sticky. Peel one off, stick it to the back of here. Okay, peel that off. We have our adhesive foam backer. It's gonna go right here in place. We have this little half circle. It's gonna point towards your connections. Just make sure we're not arcing our connections. We're gonna use the factory hardware. So this has a zip tie spot to where we run that through. Okay, we'll run that harness through there. And we'll just zip tie it to the bracket. Trim cut tool. All right, and that can sit right in here now. And we'll use the factory hardware to attach it back to itself. All right, so tweeter's back installed in the grill. All right, so we have these 3 8mm. And we're just gonna break free here. Get my fat fingers through here. All right. Again, we just need to unplug it. All right. Factory mid, gone. We have a cool crossover. It's got some nice double-sided tape on here. You know, peel that off. Now, if you look down in this hole, there's an air vent that runs to this air vent here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drop this down into that hole. Make sure not to get it hung up on anything. All right, once your connectors are under that air vent, you just gotta stick it to it. Now, we have a pretty new truck. It's not dirty, it's not greasy, but if you got some mileage on yours and it struggles to stick down in there, you might just need to drop your lower dashboard here just to get your hand back up in there and be able to stick it in there. But ours was able to stick and it's hanging out right there. So, next step, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this brown connector. If you have the Fender audio, this is where this is gonna connect into. If you do not have Fender audio, you don't need to worry about this plug. The factory one will plug right into there. Okay, so now that's in place. Run our long tweeter wires down this way and then back across to get to our connections. Just fish that around. We're gonna pop these connections open. Black to black. Blue into this side. Give them a little tug, those are connected. All right. Last thing. With the speaker grill out of the way, we're gonna plug up our factory harness into this new brown one we just put in here. And you'll see there's an exact pin. It doesn't matter which one of these ones or this one it goes into. This is your old tweeter, no longer needed, so you can just tuck that one back into the dashboard. Here's your mid. You can tuck these down now too. So last connection for us here, we're gonna just take the black, hook it to the black of our mid. Stick it in there. Take the blue, blue to the mid. Stick it in there. Make sure we got a good connection. Tuck everything down. We have a little laser cut grill or retainer that'll go down in there. You can see there's a little stud right here, so there's no hole in this top right corner. And the rest of them just drop down into the factory location. Now that I got these finger tight, I can just go in there, cinch them down a little bit. Now on the passenger side, right here, there's going to be an ambient light sensor. Those are for like your automatic headlights and such. That just gets unplugged and plugged right back in. So it's pretty simple. Okay, so speakers retained. All my connections to my crossover are connected. My tweeter is connected. I'm just gonna tuck this wire back in there and pop this speaker grill back down under the dashboard. So, all we gotta do is pop our trim panel back in on the A-pillar. We are gonna reconnect our tether. All right, that is good. We're just gonna pop this guy back down into place. Make sure our airbag is tucked in there. Finishes the install of the tweeter in the dashboard on the driver's side. Passenger side is the exact same. The only thing to remove this is there's the grab handle, so there's gonna be two 10mm bolts, and then there is an ambient light sensor on the passenger side that you just need to make sure you hook up as well. But now let me show you onto the doors. All right, so now that we got our dashboard put back together with our tweeter all wired up, we're now on the driver's side door speaker. Goes in just the same way it came out. So you just have to wrestle this magnet in there. It might be a little tight, but it goes right in there. Uses our existing hardware that came out of the old speakers. Started by hand first before we zip them in. We just need to wire up our crossover. Plugs only go in one way. Plug and play, nice and simple. And we just need to remove our adhesive. All we gotta do is stick the crossover. We're gonna stick it right here. It can really go anywhere that the lines run, as long as you're not outside of your door pocket, you should be just fine. So we're just gonna run that up here, stick it right in. Make sure those are all tucked up, ready to go. And your front door speaker is installed. So we'll simply just repeat that on the passenger side, and then we'll move back and do the rear doors. So now that we got our door speaker back installed, our crossover stuck to the door, we're gonna simply just put the door card back on. Goes on the exact same way it came off. So the top one, you just stick in this little groove here, and then it'll click over here. The lower, go into the ball. Stick it into your door handle. Click it back in there. You see, they can only go one way. Same thing with our plugs. They only go one way. And then we just gotta re-plug the connectors for the window switches. And, oh, this guy popped out. Make sure they're engaged. Make sure my door latch works still. So you're gonna hang this guy in the top. Set her in. And then you just gotta go around and smack all those plastic clips back in. And we're back installed. Now that we got our door panel plastic clips in, we just got to stick these 10 mils back into spots. We got one down here. Got this guy in here. Pop in our plastic clips again. Cover up these trim pieces. There's one, two. So, driver's side door, done. So now that we got the front speakers installed, the one modification, if you are running the 6.5-inch component door speakers in the rear, is you will have to drill a hole for your tweeter. Now, we have a nice template that you'll use on both door sides, passenger and driver side, right? It fits right in there. Hole saw, go right through. However, if you flip it around, you have your window harness right here. This is where your tweeter is going to sit. So simply unplug your harness so you don't accidentally drill through it. We'll move that out of the side and then we can drill right through. We're just going to tape it off just so we can draw a nice little mark on it with a Sharpie. And this also keeps our cut nice and clean when we go through the tape. All right, our template goes right over the tape mark. Simply take a Sharpie and draw a circle around the outer edge. Okay, we're going to find the center of the hole to mark our pilot. And then just go nice and slow. So right in the middle, keep your drills very vertical. So now we can remove the tape. And a nice little hole for our tweeter. There is some sound deadening material back here. You just want to make sure that your harness is out of the way. It's okay if you drill through and cut some of this sound deadening material. But to clean up our hole, we got a nice little deburr tool. Just go around this a couple times on that side. Deburr around this side too. Perfect. All right. Okay. So to install your tweeter, it comes already assembled in its little case. Simply drop it in. Orient your little audio control logo properly. We're going to flip it over. We have this nice little bracket that just goes right on the outside. And then we use this 2.5 millimeter Allen key to lock this in place. You can pressure on the speaker itself. And then just tighten the bracket down. Okay? Now's your chance to make sure your logo is centered and set proper. And your tweeter is installed. Now that your tweeter is installed, you just push the sound deadening out of the way and click your window switch back in. We're just going to show you how to install it in the vehicle. So now that we have our tweeter mounted into our door card, we're going to simply put our door speaker in. Now you want to make sure your connections are where they need to be. We're going to put this one on top. Simply uses the same existing hardware that the factory. now we have our crossover. They only plug in one way. We have our connection from the door through our crossover into our speaker. And this is gonna go to our tweeter that we just wired up. Again, we're gonna simply just peel back our adhesive and we're just gonna stick it anywhere that the door card's not gonna be. Right there. Give it a little firm press. There we go. We have our connections open, ready for our door panel. Now that we have our tweeter installed on our door card, we have our 6.5-inch component installed. We're gonna stick this in here. Black's gonna go to black. Blue goes to the yellow. Do a little test tug, and it's installed. Okay? Last thing, we're just gonna hook up our door card to the power and to our door latch. Just like the driver's side door, they only go in one way, and it just clips right back into the door. This goes down and clips right back into the door. As you can see, we have all our connections up, out of the way. Make sure this stays tucked up under there. Okay. Simply stick the top down in the door. And you just go around and pop all your plastic trim pieces in. All our little covers. And then they just go right back into the factory location. We had our 2 tins that came out from the door before. 1, 2, just pop in our plastic trim pieces again. 1, 2, and the driver's side door speakers are complete. All right, so we're just installing the door speaker into the factory location using the existing hardware that came from the old speakers. Just line it up. It goes right in the same spot. Now just snug up the bolts. Doesn't need to go too crazy tight. Then we're just gonna wire up our crossover. Only going one way. I'm gonna peel back the tape. Crossover can stick right here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're just hooking up our door latches and lock again into the same location they came out of. Just make sure you put the cables in their little holders and then lock in the retainers. Hang your door latch. Top of the door in, rotate it down. Just locking in the door panel. So then you just got to pop in your plastic trim once everything is connected. Passenger side done. Onto the back. Now we're on the rear door speaker again. We're going to hook up our door speaker, our 6.5, in the same location that the factory one in again. All right, now we're just going to hook up our crossover. Okay, peel our double-sided tape back. Press it up against the door. This one's going to go to our tweeter in the door card. So we'll pop those open right now. Now all we're going to do is make all of our connections on the door. So now we just need to connect it to our door panel. There's one. There's two. Tweeter's hooked up. This goes back into here. We want to make sure our window switch is hooked back up from when we disconnected it when we drilled our hole. Make sure the wires tuck. We're going to connect our door latch again. Pop that in. There we go. You see all that? I'm gonna hang our door from the top. Tuck in this plastic trim. Make sure all of our wires are tucked. Okay. Now we just need to lock our door down. And last thing, I'm going to clip in our trim pieces again. All right. That wraps up our install. If your vehicle is not giving you the sound quality you deserve, reach out to our team. We can set you up with any packages, however you like it. Shop now at z1offroad.com and get your Z1 audio package installed today.